Welcome back everyone, Mariah here. In today's video, we're going over the price of Bitcoin. We're gonna be celebrating 10,000 subscribers with a giveaway. And I'm gonna be telling you kind of what my plans are with Bitcoin and where I see it headed in the near term. And if I'm gonna be selling, if I'm gonna be buying, and my strategy basically there. So let's just jump right into the charts. Bitcoin is currently at 34,600 and we saw some decent price action. Let's see, that was yesterday. So yesterday we saw a high of 36,623, and I haven't been checking the price of Bitcoin as much as I normally do. I mean, there was periods of time there where I'd probably be checking the price like 20 to 30 times a day. Lately, I've been so distracted with other things that honestly, there's been a couple days recently where I've checked the price, I think 0 times, and I had a day of checking it like once or twice. But yesterday when I opened up my phone and I saw Bitcoin over 36,000, my first initial reaction was probably a really good time to get out, and let me tell you why. And this is if you're looking for short-term exit plans for Bitcoin. If you have a position in Bitcoin that you're holding for life, you don't care what it does, money that you don't need, okay? I'm talking about if someone is in the position of if they have money in Bitcoin and they need some money to just live and daily expenses, whatever it may be. So you can see here I've been just talking about this 50 DMA, this red moving average right here. So I don't think that Bitcoin's going to get over that, and I think Bitcoin is going to take a massive hit before it does. Is there a possibility that Bitcoin still reaches $100,000 by the end of the year? There is always that possibility, okay? I'm focusing here on more short-term price action. I also believe that more pain needs to be felt. I think that people are still living a pretty cush life with Bitcoin at about $35,000. So what we need on the daily chart is we need Bitcoin to make a higher high. And that higher high is way over here up at about 41,300. Let me give you an exact number. The exact number is 41,341, okay? Bitcoin needs to make a higher high on the daily to make a solid trend change. But I believe Bitcoin is going to be continuously rejected by this 50 DMA. And you can kind of tell that back here in mid-June, it was front run a little bit. And this could potentially be, it getting front run again, that people selling before Bitcoin tries to break that moving average. And that moving average is going to be very, very challenging for Bitcoin to break. There is nothing positive on the daily sign that makes me think that it is time to jump in and buy Bitcoin, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at the 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart actually looks pretty decent as it has made a higher high, and we just want to make sure that it holds the low right here and doesn't make a lower low of about 30,000. So right now, 30,000 is a very critical point for Bitcoin in my opinion. I think if we break below $30,000, that it's going to get pretty intense. Okay, and then let's go and take a look at the 4-hour chart here. 4-hour chart here, not really a good sign as this green moving average crossed below the red. And also too, I would say, well, let's see, it didn't make a lower low technically, but this whole moving average action would have me pretty concerned on the 4-hour chart. Not a ton of conviction here of Bitcoin, moving to the upside. So I would be very cautious if anyone's saying that Bitcoin's gonna have this massive breakout. It's not really looking all that great. And I'm just being completely honest and telling you what I'm seeing. The 1-hour chart looks okay. It looks a little bit choppy. It looks a little bit indecisive. Like this candle right here the last hour was quite indecisive. But we just want to see Bitcoin hold the low of this candle, which is about $34,000. And that would give the 1-hour chart an opportunity to make a higher low and a higher high. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart actually isn't looking bad. We want to see it hold this low here. It's made a higher high. So we might see some actually pretty decent price action in the next few hours or coming days here. But like I said, back to that daily chart, I am really not anticipating Bitcoin to break through this 50 DMA. I think it could easily wick above it, but I don't think it's going to close above the 50 DMA. just for fun, let's go and take a look at the 5-minute chart. There was some good price action over the last hour or so of Bitcoin making higher highs. You can see here on the 5-minute, Bitcoin has started to make lower lows. So I think, that Bitcoin still has a possibility to hit around $20,000. I would say between 18 and like 23,000. I know that's a really big gap, but we're talking about big numbers here with the price of Bitcoin currently. So I want to go ahead and take a look back at the daily chart, and let's go and look back at 2017. So before we look back at 2017, I'm going to go over the price action in terms of time and percentage wise. So if we look here at the top, which was approximately mid-April, the 14th, it has been, let's see, we bottomed here on the 23rd. So that is about 2 months, and percentage-wise, 56%. And I kind of brought this up in my previous video as well. So this is the longest period of time that Bitcoin has gone without making a new all-time high. Before it was taking, I think, between 30 and 45 days, and about the same period of time back in 2017 during the bull run. So, this chart, this price action, these candles look very similar to the top of 2017. So let's go back to 2017 and see if we can make some comparisons to make predictions of what is possibly going to happen next. So in the same 2-month period of time, Bitcoin fell about 68% after the top here. So after a 2-month period, it did the same thing. So let's go ahead and look at the 50 DMA and Bitcoin's relationship on the daily chart to the 50 DMA. So as you can see here, it was rejected by the 50 DMA, and there were these candles right here were getting above it. They were going past above the DMA. But then once again, Bitcoin had a double top around 11,800 and then continued further down to the downside. There were times here that Bitcoin did break the 50 DMA, but it eventually started trending downwards after that. So the chart looks actually very, very similar of what we saw back in 2017 after Bitcoin topped at $20,000. So there is a possibility that this cycle is different, that the adoption, the S-curve of the technology adoption changes the price action, but you could see here, 2019 is when Bitcoin finally got back above clearly the 50 DMA, and it didn't really, I guess it did go below it here in 19. So some similarities, but honestly the 50 DMA, the history of the price action around it, can't necessarily paint the full and the entirety of the situation. So back to what I originally said of, I don't think Bitcoin's looking all that good or all that strong. What I'm going to be doing is actually, wait for it, potentially selling more Bitcoin or dumping a lot of my altcoins actually. And I say that because I think we're going to get a massive drop down, like I said, in the $20,000 range. So that would be another about 45% drop from where Bitcoin is at now. I would be setting buy orders between like 20,000 and maybe like 23,000. Because it's going to probably hit that when you're sleeping and you don't have your funds ready. So if you want to catch Bitcoin at those prices, I would say place your buy orders now. And I need to honestly listen to my own advice because I don't even do that all the time. So that's the key level that I would be looking for right there is between 23,000. Spread out your buy orders, stagger them, do it now. So what I'm going to be potentially doing is selling off a bit more crypto so I have cash on the sidelines, placing those buy orders down there so that I could just accumulate some more Bitcoin. So before I forget, now I'm going to be celebrating the 10,000 subscriber points. I'm going to be giving away a free Ledger Nano S. All you have to do is comment on this video and put Ledger Nano S in the comment. You could just put that, or you could write something else. So what I'm going to be doing is in my next video, I'll be announcing the winner. So I'm going to be searching for that keyword in the comments. And then as long as you also like the video and are a subscriber, then you will win that, and I will contact you through Instagram and I will get that sent to you. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to make this giveaway for US residents only. I didn't do that the last time and I had some issues. So this is for US people only, or I'm going to only send it to a US based address. So thank you guys so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. It's been really fun. I think I hit 1,000 subscribers on like April 6th. So the growth in that very short period of time has been super exciting, and this has been fun. So that is all I have for you today, and as always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.